Sam, can we turn to you for a couple of audience polls?
I think we can.
Awesome.
Can. I'm ready. I have two
Okay.
polls here today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't
So
done
did
this
the
in a
chocolate
while.
studs back in the day.
No comment.
Okay. Caught me off guard.
Yeah, always throwing Sam off his game. He's like, "Oh crap! I don't even know what to do
Sam
with that."
goes red.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So, I haven't done this in a while.
Okay.
I have two polls.
Mhm.
One, film related. The other, not film related.
Okay. Fair warning.
Where do we want to start? I'm going to leave this up to you, Tex. I think it's only fair.
Let's start with the film related.
Cool. Awesome.
And
So-
film related for two, Alex.
2 polls, 1 cup.
He took me back. That was probably on VHS. Sam knows nothing about that.
It's in VCR as we speak.
Found that in my dad's bed.
You're right. Go, Sam. Hit
All
it.
right, what do you got?
All right. So, on the topic of Just Friends, which rom-com is the best? Now, I didn't include Just Friends because I knew, we'd have some bias. So, I came up with 4 original polls.
Mm-hmm.
Or 4 original answers, rather, for this poll. So, coming in at number 1, When Harry Met Sally, 58%. Classic.
Yeah.
Made sense to me.
As compared to, let's see.
Number 2, 500 Days of Summer, 23%. Number 3, Punch Drunk Love, 12%.
Wow.
And number 4, Dead Last, bit of a travesty, Lost in Translation, 8%.
Is Lost in Translation a rom-com?
According to Letterboxd and Google, it is a rom-com.
It is, but I feel like it's like so indie. Because that's the other part about rom-coms. Unless you're watching Hallmark, I feel like rom-coms always have to have the certain types of people in them for them to be embedded in the zeitgeist.
Like Katherine Heigl.
Like Bill Murray.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't consider that a rom-com, to be honest, because you're not rooting for them to be together.
Right.
Like if they're together, you're like, ugh. Like
That's why I was saying that.
It's a friendship. It's great. But yeah, I wouldn't root for that. Are you asking what my favorite is?
Sure, we would love to know that. We weren't necessarily asking it directly,
right.
but I would love to know your favorite of the 4.
Well, of the 4, it's funny that Love Actually is not in there because that's actually a great one.
That's the greatest to me.
Well, I think maybe that was just too easy because I thought about that too, but wouldn't that get like 78% of the vote?
Yeah, you'd get like 99% of the vote, and the poll's over.
What was the number 1 again?
When Harry Met Sally.
Okay, so When Harry Met Sally is a great one to have as your number 1. It was a big influence in early drafts of writing Just Friends. In fact, there was a point where it was probably more like Harry Met Sally than not like Harry Met Sally. And then we realized, let's really try to dial up the comedy and the absurdity and do stuff that that's a different audience. And, look, I remember having a conversation with Roger Cumble, the director of Just Friends. And at one point, he was pushing it a little too far. I thought, look, we were a good team. He would tell me, you're the only one who I trust comedy wise, on set, other than say Ryan and Anna Faris and stuff, but the producers and the executives and everybody coming in with ideas and they were all terrible. So he would be like, I trust you. You tell me, and then we would sometimes have a debate over whether something was pushing too far, like the scene where Anna Faris is eating the toothpaste and stuff. And I was like, I think it was as pushed as far as it should have been. Any further would be a little too much and got a little gross and stuff. And I remember saying like, okay, but do you think this is too much? And he's like, look, 13-year-olds are going to love this. And I was like, okay, but what 13-year-olds know about the friend zone? He goes, I don't care. He goes, 13-year-olds know how to ask their parents for money to go to the movies.
Right.
There you go.
And I was
24-year-olds again.
That's
and
a
I was
great
like,
statement.
okay, all right, I get it, but I don't love it, but I get it. But yeah, Harry Met Sally originally that's kind of where we were looking for, and then we decided, let's go further. I like comedy with romance as opposed to the romance with a little bit of comedy. So my favorite of all is probably Something About Mary.
Yeah, something about Mary. So I wonder, Sam, if tomorrow, when we're together working, we can do a round 2 of this with when something about Mary, Hitch, Love Actually, and throw out a rom-com that fits into that and just see what wins. We could even put Just Friends in there and just see.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
but of the ones you selected, Sam, which it's a perfectly Sam list. If you knew Sam,
it is.
You would be of course he picked those.
But
because he's not on the nose.
He looks like a 500 Days of Summer kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if Annie Hall would have had any competition with Harry Met Sally too. But I don't have a problem with Harry Met Sally being number 1 in that. I think that makes perfect sense with the list you gave.
The list.
Plus, somehow when Harry Met Sally still has gas, it still is like moving forward. Like it's in the current zeitgeist somehow right now. Like there isn't a week that goes by where somebody doesn't bring up a scene or something from the movie. It just has cultural relevance, and it just
evergreen.
It's so evergreen. It has such. It's like
orgasm
Seinfeld.
scene. The orgasm
just gonna say,
It gets brought up every day.
Tex, I was just gonna say the same thing. I'm like, come on. I mean, you have a scene like that, it's everlasting.
It's everlasting.